Good morning, everyone. So, the past few weeks, I've noticed people talking about God moments or God stories, and I think they're very important. They're a great way to evangelize, and they help to increase our own faith. So, I have heard a number of amazing God stories, especially while I worked at the bookstore in New Hampshire, a Catholic bookstore. I met all kinds of people from all walks of life that would come in there and share their stories, their conversion stories, healing stories, or, sorrows, or whatever it might be. But they always helped me, helped my faith to increase too. So I want to tell you a story about a young man that I met. He was about 25 years old. He came into the bookstore and, we got to talking, and he told me he was going to jail and that he wanted me to send him some books for that year. I think it was about a year he was going to be in jail. And I said that I certainly would. So we continued our conversation, and he told me that, as a child he had made his first communion, but that's as far as he went. And he would really like to come back to the church. He told me, he went on to tell me he wasn't living a very virtuous life. He was living with his girlfriend, and he knew that was wrong. So, I suggested to him that he go, make an appointment with the priest. I said, go over, talk to Father. He'd love to talk to you, and I know he'd love to help you. He's very easy to talk to. So we continued with our conversation, and, I wished him luck, and I never knew if he did go over and talk to Father or not. So about a year and a half went by. So in the meantime, I did send him the books that he wanted me to send. He gave me a list, and I thought this kid is pretty intelligent from what he was reading. I mean, it was some pretty heavy stuff, deep stuff, not your average run-of-the-mill, Catholic reading. So anyway. About a year and a half later, he came into the store and he told me, he thanked me for sending him the books. And he said he was joining the RCIA. And I thought, oh, that's great. He said he wanted to come back to the church. So lo and behold, at the Easter Vigil, there he was with the group of RCIA people, and he was confirmed, and he came into the church, and he just looked so happy, and I was so happy for him. So about a week later, he came back into the bookstore, and I congratulated him. I said, that's great, you followed through, you came back to the church. And he said, yes, I'm going to marry my girlfriend, and we're going to have a baby. And he just seemed like he was doing really good. And he said, I just want to thank you, because that day that I walked in here and we were talking, you listened to me, you didn't judge me. He's like, and that, meant the world to me. And I said, oh, well, of course, you're welcome, and I would never judge you because we're all sinners. And so then I would see him from time to time after his baby was born in the Adoration Chapel, and he was so proud of that baby. He would point at, try to get my attention, like, this is my baby boy. He was just so proud, and it was just so good to see, and I would see him at Mass too. But since I've left New Hampshire, almost 4 years now, I don't know how he is. I hope that he's still coming around to the church, and I pray for him every day. So, God stories, they're important. You should share your God stories. That's like I said earlier, it is a way to evangelize, and without being intimidating to people. And you never know who you'll touch. He touched my life. Like, he doesn't even know that, but he touched my life, and he it strengthened my faith, things like that. So, get out of your comfort zone and share your story. People love to hear it. Catholics or non-Catholics, people love to hear the stories.